Hello everyone, I am Nilima Salvi, working as Assistant Professor, Department of Pharmaceutics, Smriti College of Pharmaceutical Education, Indore. In unit number first, that is pre-formulation studies, we had covered physical and chemical properties of the raw materials and active drug compound. After that, the next heading which we will cover under this unit of pre-formulation is the BCS classification. So today we are going to start with the BCS classification of drugs. So what is BCS? BCS is Biopharmaceutics Classification System. It means the classification which is given under the biopharmaceutics. Biopharm mainly which deal with the pharmacokinetic and pharmacodynamic characteristic of the substance. Pharmacokinetic is that in which we deal with the ADME, absorption, distribution, metabolism and excretion. It is pharmacokinetic and pharmacodynamic in which we deal with the pharmacological response or therapeutic response of the drug onto the body. So these are biopharmaceutical character in the pharma. After that, in BCS classification system, BCS classification system is given by the scientist Amidon in 1952. It is given by the scientist Amidon in 1952. Then BCS classification, it is a fundamental guideline for determining the conditions under the in vitro in vivo correlation expected. It means BCS classification is basically a guideline which determines the condition under which IVC expected. IVC means in vitro and in vivo correlation. It means in vitro we find the dissolution behavior or dissolution rate of drug, and in vivo, in this we predict that the behavior of this dissolution would be same as in vivo parameters. So there is the relation in between the in vitro and in vivo parameters. So we have to set this correlation into the parameters of in vitro profile and in vivo results. So this is IVC which is expected through BCS classification. After that, BCS classification is also used as a tool to develop the in vitro dissolution specification. We also use this BCS classification to develop in vitro dissolution specification. It means we said that as per the USP there are two type of dissolution apparatus, that is type 1 basket type and type 2 is paddle type of apparatus. So we have to find the specification which is used or which is involved for the in vitro dissolution. Then BCS classification is associated with the drug dissolution and absorption method. So basically the main thing is that the BCS classification is associated with the drug dissolution, it means in vitro, and absorption model, it means in vivo. So in vitro in vivo correlation, drug dissolution and absorption model के बीच में एसोसिएशन या कोरिलेशन क्रिएट करना is the work of BCS classification. After that, it identifies the key parameters that control the drug absorption as a set of dimensionless number. It means through BCS classification we can identify the key parameters which control drug absorption and it set a dimensionless number like absorption number, dissolution number and dose number. So what is absorption number, dissolution number and dose number? So absorption number is a ratio of mean residence time to absorption time. It means the residence time into the GIT. So we have to find the mean time of the GIT and its absorption time. So it is the ratio and this is known as absorption number. After that, dissolution number, mean residence time, then mean dissolution time. Then dose number, it is the mass, which is again dose number is the ratio of mass to the uptake volume of 250 ml and drugs solubility into this amount of solvent. So this is the dose number. So we have to, or we can find out this key parameters through this system. After this, it can differentiate drugs on the basis of their solubility and permeability. It means the BCS classification, or through the BCS classification we can differentiate the drugs onto the basis of their solubility and intestinal permeability. It means how much amount of drug get diffused through the membrane of that particular area or intestine. So that is permeability, and solubility is solvation phenomena of the active into the body. So this is the basic thing in BCS classification. In short, we can say that BCS classification set a relationship between the in vitro and in vivo parameters, or we can say that the BCS classification is the main thing, or BCS classify the drugs onto the basis of their solubility and permeability. In short, we had understood that what is the BCS classification. After that, the BCS classification, or according to BCS, the drugs are classified under main 4 categories or main 4 classes. Class first, second, third and fourth. Class first is high solubility and high permeability. Class 2, low solubility and high permeability. Class 3, high solubility and low permeability. Class 4, low solubility and low permeability. And these are the example of this classes drug. Class 1 का जो example है that is metoprolol. Example of class 2 is phenytoin. Example of class 3 is cimetidine. And class 4 example is chlorothiazide. So these are the example of different classes of BCS. Now in detail we have to understand that what are these classes. Before that, there is a graph plotted in between the solubility and permeability. So as per the 4 classes, we had shown the 4 classes into this graph, that at the increasing rate of permeability, and this is the solubility. So at this portion, the solubility and the permeability, both the things are low, and at this place both the things are high solubility and high permeability. And at this point the solubility is low but permeability is high. So this is low solubility, high permeability. Vice versa, this is low permeability but high solubility. So these are the different classes which are shown graphically. Now what are the class 1 to class 3 and class 4? Start with the class number first, that is high solubility and high permeability. So it means the drug is getting more solubilized into the body fluids, and absorption rate of such drugs is more as compared to their excretion rate. Why so? It is because that the amount of drug which is getting solubilized into the body and continuously the drug is getting absorbed through the body fluids and it is get distributed throughout the body. So as much amount of drug will get dissolved or completely solubilized into the body fluid, so that amount of drug now it will get diffused into the intestine, or through intestine it will be easily permeable. So high permeability, it means more amount of permeable through the, or intestinal permeability of the drug is more. So absorption rate would be more in this case of drug, and excretion rate would be less as compared to absorption, because the absorbed amount of drug will get permeate through the intestine. So excretion rate would be less. So this was class number first, high solubility and high permeability. Start with the class number 2, low solubility. It means already the drug is getting or drug is dissolving less in quantity. So the permeability is high. It means how much amount of drug is getting dissolved, the drug or amount would be easily or fastly permeable through the intestine. So the loss of drug is less in this case. Then class number 3, high solubility and low permeability. It means the amount of drug is solubilizing more, so absorption is more, but permeability is less, so the absorption rate of such drug is less, or permeability of drug would be less in such type of system. So maximum amount will get excrete out from the body, or sometime this try to attain class 1 type of phenomena, that is high permeability. After that start the class number 4, that is low solubility and low permeability. It means the amount of active is getting solubilizing less in quantity, and permeability or intestinal permeability of those compound is also less. So this was the 4 classes of BCS classification. After that start with the basic requirements of BCS. So the first one requirement is the BCS is that it must predict the in vivo dissolution system as well. It means it must give a in vivo type of dissolution system. Also, second requirement of BCS is it is rate limiting step for in vivo absorption must be well defined. It means we are creating a relation in between the IV/IVC, in vitro dissolution and in vivo absorption. This is dissolution and this is absorption. So the relationship between the in vitro dissolution and in vitro absorption should be well. And the last requirement is that limits for permeability and solubility must be balanced. It means the limit in between the solubility and intestinal permeability must be balanced. It should not be too much high and too much less. So there should be an unique balance in between these two parameters. Thank you.